A Hispanic Serving Institution is a federal program that helps universities and colleges in America to assist first-generation, low-income Latino students. For an institution to become eligible, the student population of the college or university must be 25% or higher of Latino students. Also, these institutions must be at least a 2-year college that offers a degree, is a non-profit institution, and must be accredited by the Department of Education. During the 1980s, Latinos in higher education focused on two main ideas. Latinos were enrolling into institutions that limit their financial aid support from the state and the government. They lacked access to higher education, which led up to 35% of non-completion rate of a college degree in Latino students. These ideas were formed and advocated by the Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities. They convinced Congress in 1992 to begin designating universities and colleges as a Hispanic serving institution. This caused number of Latino student completion rates to increase, from 40,000 Latino college graduates with a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree in the 1980s to 252,000 Latino college graduates with bachelor's degree or an associate's degree today in 2015. Hispanic serving institutions' purpose are to expand and give Latinos more opportunities to improve their education and help them with their academic success, mostly with helping them financially. A Hispanic serving institution needs at least 25% of students to be full-time Latino students. Emerging Hispanic serving institutions are within the critical mass range of 15 to 24% and have the potential to become Hispanic serving institutions in the next few years. Many of the emerging colleges will fit the characteristics as Latino students are enrolling in more college. It has already been reported that many emerging Hispanic serving institutions have already reached the 25% requirement. Some Hispanic serving institutions have reached the 25% threshold because many students have identified themselves as being Latino. According to the Post-Secondary National Policy Institute, recognizing the importance in serving the country's rapidly growing Hispanic community, Hispanic serving institutions are important in order to expand the educational opportunities of Hispanic students while improving their measures of academic attainment. There are a total of 271 Hispanic serving institutions throughout the United States. The top 3 states with Hispanic serving institutions are located in California with 103 institutions, Texas with 48 institutions, and New Mexico with 18 institutions. Hispanic serving institutions may be the way they are, acquiring new staff, creating new programs, scholarships, just to help Latino students succeed in college. However, there are some advantages and disadvantages to these programs created by the Higher Education Act of 1965. What's good about the Hispanic serving institutions is that they enroll the doubled number of Latinos in higher education. Hispanic serving institutions has the ability to provide for good quality education. They educate 60% of Latinos enrolled in higher education. These institutions, however, face the ultimate disadvantage or challenge when it comes to funding. Some of the largest sources of funding for these higher education institutions come from the state, federal, or local funding. However, it mostly comes from the net tuition paid by the students enrolling in the public universities or colleges that serve Hispanics. In between 1999 and 2012, state and local funding has declined, but at the same time, federal aid has maintained a high or constant funding between 2011 and 2015, where it has been about 250,000 and 200,000. There is still one big challenge that they face, which is trying to get more students to graduate college instead of giving up and dropping out. Institutions must ensure that their programs are leading to an increase in graduation rates. While Hispanic serving institutions are increasing in a number in the amount of how many students are actually enrolling, which is about a 66%, there is still very few graduating, and that is something that institutions have to work on. Students are graduating at a low rate, where 6-year graduation rates at Hispanic serving institutions are only 29%, far below than the national average, which is 57%. Most of the colleges that form part of the Hispanic serving institutions are 2-year public colleges that help students with remedial classes and whatever they need to achieve graduation. Most Latinos on 2-year colleges take remedial classes, which may interfere with the graduation rates. In 2012 to 2013, around 60% of Latinos attended Hispanic serving institutions and about 40% graduated. These colleges try to fight with the economic issue that many Latinos have. Latinos with economic problems are most likely to be stopping out students. A Hispanic serving institution is relevant to the Latino ethnic group because it gives them the opportunity to study. On campus, it is very common for students and professors to speak Spanish, according to the report on the U.S. News. Students that form part of Hispanic serving institutions feel that they have support. Students at John Jay College of Criminal Justice are a good example on how students feel when their college is a part of a Hispanic serving institution. Students receive a lot of support from their peers, teachers, and mentors.